right, I'd like to welcome everybody to the PrepNet. If you'd like to register, now is the time to do so. If you would like to monitor only, that is fine as well. Please just let us know while you're registering that you would like to monitor only. One at a time, I will take everybody's registrations. Please speak your name clearly and also let us know what state you're in, and I'll get you registered. All right, first one up to be registered for tonight's net. Please go ahead.
I'll be the first. TC, South Louisiana.
You got Big Daddy Dave, Missouri.
Copy that, TC in South Louisiana, and we got Big Daddy Dave in Missouri. Anybody else like to register? Please go ahead.
Good evening. This is Donna in Montana, and I need to monitor only tonight, please. Thank you.
Copy that, Donna. Glad to have you here, dear. We got you down monitoring only. Do we have anybody else that would like to register for the net? Please go ahead. Okay, we'll keep checking throughout the net tonight. Just quick reference for everybody, we do have an email. If you have any questions or comments, the email is prepnetch14@gmail.com. Again, that is prepnetch14@gmail.com. If you have any questions in the subject line, please put question. If you have any comments in the subject line, please put comment. I'm going to give a short break here. We also have a YouTube channel where Jim does put all of our nets as well as his expanded presentations. The expanded presentations do add on to the information here during the nets, as it's kind of hard to get everything crammed into 1 hour and also be able to look at everything. Jim does with the expanded presentations, post diagrams and pictures to go along with the things that we discuss in the net. So we strongly suggest you go check that YouTube channel out. And the name of the YouTube channel is at PrepNet-Talk2Me. Again, the @ sign, like in an email, at PrepNet-Talk2Me. I'll give one more quick break. Do we have anybody else that would like to register for the net? Please go ahead.
Yes, sir. Red Bears, that out of Tennessee, Southeast Tennessee. Registering right now.
Mama Katie, Southeast Tennessee, and I am just listening in.
Copy that, Matt. And Mama Katie, we got you both in Tennessee. And Katie, you will be monitoring. Do we have anybody else who would like to register for the net? Please go ahead.
Hey, Red Bears, this is Keith from Louisiana. I'll be monitoring tonight. If you don't mind me asking, what's the topic for Red Bear?
We'll be getting to that in just a few minutes. Keith, we got you down monitoring only tonight. I apologize I missed your net this week, sir. I will try to get to it this coming week. All right, we got everybody down so far. Do we have anybody else that would like to register for the net? Please go ahead.
What's up, guys? Lago One here. I have no idea what's going on here, buddy. I just heard that people were coming here, and that I hear a lot about the prepping channel. And talk to me, man. What are we doing?
We're holding the net tonight. Largo, would you like to go ahead and get registered for this? All I need now that I've got your name is what state you're in.
Illinois.
Copy that. Glad to have you here, Largo. Come check us out. Do we have anybody else who would like to register for the net? Please go ahead. All right, Montana Jim, if you are ready to go, sir, we'll go ahead and pass the mic over to you so you can present the information tonight.
Okay, thank you, Red Bear, and thanks for posting on GroupMe's
the Ready Prepper, and welcome to everybody out there. And TC, thanks for the shout out on Channel 2 about the net. Okay, tonight we're doing our All About Electricity Part 19. We're going to cover system protections. Just for information, this is the 32nd different topic we have presented on prepping since we started this net. And this does not include the 8 comment videos and additional information videos that we have created and posted. So tonight we're going to continue discussing solar panels and answer the question, what protective equipment should you have on your solar battery system? Now, before we begin with protective equipment, I want to add a point that should have been included in last week's topic, right? When you purchase your solar panels, it's a good idea to buy extra matching solar panels. This will give you panels that you can replace existing defective or damaged panels, which will work with your design, or you can use them to expand your system, your charging capacity. Now to protective equipment. Tonight's presentation will be a bit long, but please hang in there. Why do I need protective equipment on my battery system? The short answer is to prevent a fire. But protecting you from electrocution and protecting your connected electronic equipment might be something you also want, right? The most prevalent protection devices are fuses or circuit breakers. Fuses are a one-time protection and need to be replaced once they are blown. A circuit breaker will trip but can be reset. And there are types of automatic breakers that will reset themselves when things get back to normal. I would not recommend this auto reset type, as those might trip and reset many times before you even know there's a problem. So how do fuses or circuit breakers work? With fuses, the current flows through a wire that is too small. It heats up, and if enough current flows, the wire will burn through and disconnect the power to your equipment. Break. Circuit breakers do the same thing, but with the reset button. Some breakers are thermal, similar to the fuse, and others are magnetic. The thermal type works as follows. A bimetal strip warms up when too much current flows through it, which will bend it. When it bends far enough, it trips the switch. The magnetic type works by a sudden surge that creates a strong magnetic field. This magnetic force snaps the breaker open instantly. Now, fuses will blow faster than a circuit breaker will trip. That's the pro of fuses. The fuses will need to be replaced. That's the con of fuses. Right. A big warning here about circuit breakers. When using circuit breakers on your solar system, you must use DC rated and be rated for the voltage you are protecting. So if you are protecting a 24-volt DC circuit, the breaker must be rated to handle 24 volts DC. And you cannot use AC-type breakers on your DC line. Now, if this whole DC breaker thing is a bit confusing, I would suggest to get a licensed contractor who works with solar systems to size and install the proper breakers and fuses. I have provided a link to Will Power's webpage on things to know about fuses and DC circuit breakers in the video description on our YouTube channel. Will Power is an electrical engineer and very knowledgeable about solar systems. Break. Now, many other pieces of equipment that you may have on your solar system, such as charge controllers, battery management systems, or battery protectors, can protect your system from overcurrent, short circuits, reverse polarity, and overvoltage. However, they do this electronically. They're nice to have, but they are not a replacement for a fuse or circuit breaker, as the electronics rely on logic and not physical protection like a fuse or circuit breaker does. Great. Now to the example of my system. We talked a little about a combiner box last week when we were talking about the solar panel. If you have fuses for the solar panel input and you have a breaker on from the combiner box to your charge controller, This final breaker also acts as a disconnect switch, which is useful to disconnect your solar from your wiring coming into your house, because you know you can't turn the panels off. DC connected breaker switches disconnect both the positive and the negative wires, so there is no connection whatsoever from the disconnected equipment. This is different from a standard AC breaker, which only disconnects the hot wire breaker. At the charge controller, I have another breaker disconnect switch for the solar power into the charge controller. This protects the charge controller from overvoltage and overcurrent and is my third protective layer between the solar panels and the charge controller. Now, as the power comes out of the charge controller directly to the battery bank, there is another breaker disconnect switch. This protects the battery from overcurrent and protects the charge controller from a short in the battery bank. As we discussed last net, you will need to turn on the battery connection first, then you can turn on the solar panels. Great. Now we have our fourth protective layer from the solar panels to your batteries and protection between the charge controller and the batteries. Now for additional protection, you could have inline fuses from every solar panel between the panel and the combiner box. I elected not to have these, but if you are risk averse, you might want to do this. Now, what protections do I have coming out of the batteries to any loads I will put on it? Great. Between the bus bars of the parallel connected batteries and any loads, I have a battery protector. This electronic protection will monitor the amount of load being used from the batteries. If my battery protector will shut off the power from the batteries to the load when the load gets greater than 200 amps. Now, the largest load on my system would be my 5,000 watt 24 volt DC to 120 240 volt split phase AC inverter. That's a mouthful, which maxes out at 192 amps. This may be near the limit of my battery protector, but my designed maximum uses much less than that. You could also have an inline fuse here for added protection. Right? There is a link in the video description to the Victron Energy Smart Battery Protector on Amazon, so you can take a look at what it can do. In addition to my 2,000 watt and 5,000 watt AC inverters, which are not run at the same time, I also power both 24 volt DC and 12 volt DC systems directly. All 24 volt loads are protected by fuse blocks near the battery and by fuse blocks at the point of use. Additionally, the 12 volt loads have another fuse block protecting them at the point of use. This gives me at least 2 layers of protection for the 24 volt loads and a minimum of 3 layers for the 12 volt loads. Great. Some of the 12 volt and 24 volt loads may have additional fuse protections after the final fuse block. Well, that's enough for tonight for the confusion. As always, please watch the expanded presentation on our YouTube channel for a better understanding and more information about this topic. And also to get caught up. We've been doing this topic on All About Electricity. And again, as I said, this is our 19th version. To get caught up, please go to that YouTube channel and watch all of those to get caught up. Next week, let me do a quick break. Next week, we'll continue our All About Electricity series, and we are getting to near the end, powering my AC stuff. As we've done in many of our discussions, we'll use my system as an example of what you might do. We will have more detailed information on all of my loads, wiring, and why I did it that way. If you have any questions about what we have discussed here tonight or anything about prepping, please ask during the roundtable. Or send your question to prepnetch14@gmail.com and enter question in the subject line. With that, I send it back to Net Control.
Thanks a lot, Jim. Really appreciate that. Hey, we're getting a little bit better on beating that dead horse. We're not beating him as much during the nets. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, I thought about that.
You go in there big time, and it's kind of hard to comprehend. Well, to be on the backside, but yeah, I can.
Okay, we're going to do a quick check. Do we have anybody else who would like to register for the net? Please go ahead.
Hey, Red Bear, Falcon here in Texas, man.
Copy that, Falcon. Glad to have you here, brother. Do we have anybody else that would like to register? Please go ahead. Okay, we'll go ahead and start with TC in South Louisiana. TC, do you have any comments or questions tonight, sir?
Excuse the static if there's any, but I'm outside right now. But no, it was a good topic tonight. This all about electricity has been really technical. That's a good thing, and I'll be excited to hear about what we can do with AC. That's it.
Yeah, I think system protections are definitely very important when you're playing around with solar panels and bringing that electricity in to charge your batteries. So, yeah, I think tonight's topic is pretty good myself, TC. Thank you very much. How about you, Big Daddy Dave? What's your thoughts tonight, boss?
Yeah, the only thing that I would say is I've been around some electricity throughout my life, and electricity is no joke, man. It needs protection. The circuit protect that for overheating, power surges, things like that. And if you don't know what you're doing, always get somebody that does, a professional, to help you or do it for you, because it is no joke. One other thing I'd like to make a shout out real quick to the Ready Prepper on the GroupMe page, featuring PrepNet here. Montana Jim's got another little section on there where he posts stuff on PrepNet, and I'm going to try to put here in the next few. I'm going to put some knot making on there, and if anybody wants to contribute, if you want to go there, it's called the PrepNet, and we'll get you added.
Thanks a lot, Big Daddy Dave. Yeah, please go check that prepper page out of Dave's there on GroupMe, as well as the PrepNet subtitle underneath that. We have a lot of stuff going on in there, and if you have any questions, you can definitely ask them there as well, and we'll get them answered for you. Thanks a lot, Dave. Really appreciate it. We're going to move on down to Matt in Tennessee. Matt, what's your thoughts and comments tonight, sir?
There's quite a bit. I appreciate you. Thanks, Night Control. One main thing I could say is be careful with the electricity. Transfer switches are good with generators. Also, if you're running like a computer system, UPS, uninterrupted power supply is good for your 900 watts to 1,000 watts for your computer systems. But yeah, you gotta be careful what you're doing. I mean, you get I've been shocked a lot. People say electrocuted. Electrocuted means death. You've been shocked. But be careful. DC is just as bad as AC, if not worse. Be careful. And just make sure you know what you're doing. If you don't know what you're doing, talk to somebody that knows what they're doing, or call a contractor or electrician. But yeah, UPS is good too for a backup system for your computer.
Thanks a lot, Matt. Thank you very much. Yeah, I don't think we can stress it enough. If you don't know what you're doing, definitely please contact a professional, contact an electrician. Don't be embarrassed by that. We're not all meant to have that kind of knowledge. Those of us that do are definitely willing to help out those that don't. So please, that cannot be stressed enough. Contact a professional when it comes to any electrical wiring or anything if you do not know what you're doing. With that, I'm going to give a quick little break here. Want to check? Do we have anybody else who would like to register for the net? Please go ahead. Okay, I guess not. We'll move on down to Largo in Illinois. Largo, do you have any questions or comments tonight? Kind of a deep topic for a new person here, but the floor is yours. Go ahead.
Good, guys. I'm good. I'm just listening in. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, Largo, if you want to learn anything about prepping, definitely go check out that YouTube page. We've got every one of our nets on there, as well as the expanded presentations and things like that. That is at PrepNet dash talk to me. That's the at sign like in an email at PrepNet dash talk to me. Go check that out, Largo, if you want to get caught up if you're interested in prepping.
Yeah, guys. Thank you.
Copy that, Largo. We're glad you're here, boss. Falcon in Texas. Falcon, you got in here a little bit late. Were you able to hear any of our conversation tonight?
I did a little bit, but I think I gotta agree with what everybody's actually saying about electricity. Just be careful and there's no shame if you actually don't know what you're doing. Call a professional and have them actually help you out. Electricity can be very dangerous, especially if you don't know how to work with it. Let me reset real quick.
Falcon, you still with us?
Can you hear me now?
Welcome back, brother.
I don't know if I actually came through, but I was actually that I gotta agree with everybody here with the point of being careful with electricity. I think if you don't know how to actually work with it, there's no shame in calling a professional. And it's always actually good to have a backup plan in terms of that. Alternative energy, in case of an emergency, I think is very essential. Great topic, great net, and that's it. That's my 2 cents for tonight. Back to you.
Hey, thanks a lot, Falcon. We're definitely glad you're here. Yeah, I think if anything, that's going to be probably one of the biggest things that we look at tonight is definitely the focus on if you need a professional help with any wiring or anything like that with your solar system, definitely reach out and get it. I'm going to check one last time here. Do we have anybody else who would like to register for the net? Please go ahead.
Big country from Michigan.
There we go, guys. We got Big Country there, one of my good buddies. Glad you're here, brother. Glad you're here. Well, Big Country, just to get you caught up, what we're looking at tonight is system protections for setting up our solar panels with our battery system. Is there anything you want to discuss on that tonight?
No, not right now.
Copy that, brother. We're just glad you're here. So definitely. Jim, do you have any comments or questions for anybody tonight after we've made it down our list here tonight?
Okay, thank you, Red Bear and everybody. Yeah, I'll go down my list because you all know I take notes. And I'm glad to see that there are a bunch that are saying be careful with it. If you don't know what you're doing, get a professional. That's not a slight on you. This is a whole different genre, whatever the heck you want to call it. And in the case of my system, a lot of people don't think, well, it's DC. They think of their car battery. Well, I can touch the terminals of my car battery, and I'm not going to get electrocuted. My battery system is 2,520 amps, and it can draw all of that at 24 volts. That will not only knock you across the room, that will put you 6 feet under. So it is very important, and we push this all the time when we're talking about this, is the safety factor, the safety factor. We don't want you electrocuted. We don't want you to burn your house down. So I'm really glad that everybody is really getting into that. Let me break. And what Matt said about transfer switches, and again, that definitely for most people is you need to get an electrician to do it. But transfer switches are used when you're tying your emergency power, whether generator, solar, you're out there on a bicycle with a generator, alternator on it. When you're tied into your house wiring. As anybody that has listened to this net for a while, they know my system does not grid tie or tie into my house electric. I have separate wiring run, which actually we're going to cover. I think we're going to start next week about that. So I don't have to worry about transfer switches and things of that nature, which is a lot more complicated thing. And let me do another quick break. And again, Matt's suggestion of a UPS for your computer equipment, your printers, definitely a good idea. That just gives an added protective part in there where if you do get sort of a brownout situation or something, it's not going to kill your system right away. And let me look down my list here and see if there's anything else. Yeah, and your alternate sources, we have talked about that a lot. We've talked about, just small battery type things, flashlights, portable radios, things of that nature. We've talked about generators, et cetera, et cetera. And again, that's part of your planning, which we covered in our starting things, is you really have to plan out what do I want my system to do. And let me do a quick break because I actually do have a question. What I was thinking at the end of this all about electricity thing, since it was so stinking long, is would it be beneficial to put one of our nets together that would literally go through extremely quickly, mentioning all of the different nets we've done and briefly, like a sentence, what we covered on them. That way people that have come in the middle can know, oh, okay, let me go watch that. So when I throw it back, give me your feedback on that, whether that would be a good idea or we'll just continue on. Anyway, we'll throw it back to Red Bear.
Thanks a lot, Jim. Got that infamous point again. Do we have anybody else that would like to register for the net? The floor is yours. Please go ahead. Okay, we'll just kind of do this round table. What's everybody's thoughts once we get through this all about electricity? Do we just want to kind of do a quick one-sentence rundown out of all the nets that we've done so far, just in case we've got any last questions on anything that we haven't thought of up to this point?
Yeah, I have comments, obviously. I'd make sure it's kind of a combined, like 1 or 2, 3 nets. Obviously, electricity, a lot of people don't understand, watts and volts and amps and all that. You burn down your house. And with generators, this and that, transfer switches and everything, got to tie it down to something that's kind of easy for everybody to understand. And just, make it practical. Somebody's got a generator, just want to backfeed like a dryer, do that, but you got to know how to do it. So it's kind of a 2-3 step process. So it might not be one net, but I would like to break it down to a shorter, simpler platform, and I'll be gladly to help myself. Back to that control. Sorry, buddy.
That's all right. Thanks, Matt. Does anybody else have any comments or questions on just kind of doing a rundown of all the nets that we have done once we get through the All About Electricity series?
I think that's a great idea. To go over it again at the end. That's the best thing.
Thank you, TC. We will definitely make note of that. Anybody else have any comments or questions about doing a net rundown?
I'm all for that as well. But I'm wondering if maybe you can make another video of just maybe summarizing uh, the previous videos.
If we do a net, I make a video. So there would definitely be a video, and it would probably have more information than what I would do over the air. And again, and the recap was for the electricity part only. We can discuss whether or not to do one, because by the time we get through with this, we're going to have 40 or 50 nets. That would be kind of hard to go through. But anyway, yeah. So yeah, if I do that on the net, there will be a video, and it will probably have more information or more detailed information. Just quick little bullet points to get your interest peaked, where if you go, oh, I didn't hear that one, and then you would actually go watch the expanded presentation. It wouldn't be to actually teach anybody anything.
And copy that. And Jim, you're very knowledgeable. Very, very knowledgeable. I appreciate that. But for some of, for even me and some other people, you gotta kind of break it down, which you did. But I appreciate everything you say and do, and I love it. But it's more knowledge than some people understand. You gotta break it down.
Well, that's the reason why we do why we beat the dead horse, which we haven't done much, but we beat the dead horse about the YouTube channel. Once we initially started this thing, I thought radio medium is not the best medium to get a lot of this information across, because a lot of it is visual or needs charts or needs animation or needs something. So that's the reason I started the expanded presentations, to give that additional information that just is not going to work well trying to do it just with me flapping my gums. So again, I encourage everybody to go to the YouTube channel. You go to YouTube and do the @PrepNet-Talk2Me, and you'll find our webpage, or not a webpage, our YouTube page, and start watching them. Like I said, we've got 33 of them.
Yeah, copy that. No, I appreciate it. I mean, I'll try to add to it if I can. If I change out a breaker, a panel, or add a wire. Obviously electrical for a while. But yeah, Jim, you're very knowledgeable. I appreciate it. And Great Bear, thanks for being a host. So I'll just be on the side. I appreciate you guys.
Thanks a lot, Matt. We just want to do a quick check. Do we have any last thoughts, questions, comments, anything tonight? Do we have anybody else who would like to do a last-minute registration for the net? Please go ahead. Jim, do you have any last thoughts tonight, comments, or anything for anybody?
No, I think we pretty well covered it, and some will probably find next week's a little interesting, because we're going to get into how do you use the power from the batteries to get AC, and actually I'm literally working on that one right now. So otherwise, nope, I can't think anything. Just the poor horse.
I got kind of a weird one, Jim. You might catch this. They changed the color of like 12.3 and like 14.3, like purple and blue and all that. How do you feel about that?
Quite frankly, I didn't know they changed the color on the 12.3. It's always been, L1, L2 have been red and black, and neutral's been white, and of course Bear has been so. I guess some intellectual decided that would be a good idea, and I don't know why.
No, sorry. It's the outside coating, like 12.3 Romex and all that. They changed the colors. I guess new NAC code or whatever. Just giving you a heads up.
Okay, all right, yeah, I get, yeah. probably to make it a little bit easier to identify. I try and do that with my AC wiring, and especially the DC wiring. Try to stick with the normal so you don't get confused. But yeah, color coding's not a bad idea, but don't fix it if it ain't broke.
Exactly. That's kind of what I brought up. It wasn't about the black, silver, black, white, and copper. It was the outside coating, like 12.3. They did something 14.3. I think it was for the inspectors to visually see 14.3 and 12.3 going to where they're going to. So that was just my 2 cents. Just asking.
What some people may not understand what you're talking about whenever they're saying like 14.2, 14.3, or 10.2, 10.3. Talking about the gauge of wire and how many wires are in there.
Yeah, exactly. But what's funny too is I think the inspectors don't know either. That's why they changed it. Because 12.2, it used to be 12 gauge, 2 conductors, yellow. 14.2, white, black and white, yellow conductor on the outside, or yellow. But then, you have 3-wire. 3-wire is kind of rounded. And conductor, or, inspectors might not see that. So that's probably why I changed it. That's why I brought it up.
Thanks a lot, Matt, for bringing that up. Yeah, that's some very important information, definitely right there. Thank you very much. Do we have any other last thoughts or comments tonight? Sounds like we've got everything just about wrapped up, and I do know there is a meeting, I believe, down on Channel 11 at the top of the hour as well.
Montana Jim, just a random question. After this long electricity topic, are you excited to do the next topic?
Yeah, I think I have. I'm trying to come up with do the topics that most people want to know about first before getting into the real mundane type things. And I think we're going to do another series on all about communications because that is a big, big, big rabbit hole.
Yeah, I mean, prepping is about a lot of stuff. You guys went a long time with the electricity, but there's a lot of stuff with prepping.
Oh, absolutely, yes. And of course, that's why we beat the poor dead horse. Because we did not start out with electricity. We started out with planning, bugging out, bugging in, food, emergency power, but not really heavy duty, just some very, very minor things, batteries, generators, or, things of that nature. And, what things do I need to take? Do your planning, test your planning, and all that. So probably the first 20 or the first 15 have very little to do with, quote, electricity. It's just, unfortunately, the electricity thing had a lot of different things to it. And I didn't want to leave a bunch of stuff out and then somebody would do something and either burn their house down or get hurt.
Yeah, I copy that. Electricity is kind of rough. I mean, with plumbing, whatever, but yeah, I would like to join into like the fishing part, this and that. But yeah, you can't bum out electricity. You burn your house down or hurt your family. I mean, you gotta make sure you're taken care for and make sure your family's taken care for.
True, and even we covered we talked about water. But again, there's going to be a more detailed series on that, of course, of all about water. But water can be just as dangerous if you don't get it purified. If you're getting it out of sources that you shouldn't, it can be just as dangerous as you grabbing hold of a 2,500 amp battery thing and getting yourself fried. So yeah, there's a whole lot to it. So hopefully we're going to cover it. And if we don't, that's the reason why we have the email address. There's something you're not hearing here, send an email. Let me know. I listen to the roundtables. I've actually created nets because of what was said in roundtables. because it was like, okay, those are really good points. Let's go ahead and expand on that. So you guys' feedback is really a good part of this whole thing.
You gotta remember, TC, he's a young man, and he's coming into it, but he's smart. He's very smart. And whatever TC learns or whoever learns, that's what it's all about, you know.
Very true, Matt. We had any other last thoughts or comments, questions, anything tonight? We're going to be wrapping this up real soon, just in case anybody wants to get over to that meeting that they're having, I believe, on Channel 11 tonight.
Yeah, I'm done tonight, but Montana Jim, if you don't mind, don't leave so soon when it's over. I got a question for you, off topic from the All About Electricity.
Okay, I'll be here after we close.
Any other last thoughts, comments, or questions tonight? All right, guys, before we wrap this up, I want to give Jim a special thank you. He does put all the presentations together, as well as all the YouTube videos and the expanded presentations on YouTube. He does manage the email address as well, guys. So special thank you to Jim for bringing all this together for us. We really appreciate it. Also, I want to thank everybody who registered, even those who monitored only tonight. Without you guys getting registered, we don't know that we're talking to anybody. So that's what keeps this net going, guys, is the registration. So thank you very much to everybody that did register. Montana Jim and myself would like to say have a great rest of your weekend, the little bit we got left, and hopefully a good start to your week as well. Thank you, everybody, for coming to the PrepNet tonight. We'll be back next week, same time, same channel. Come check us out again. Thank you very much. I'll give a short break here. One last quick announcement here. At this time, Montana Jim and myself, Red Bear, we will be relinquishing the channel back to regular, normal operations. If anybody'd like to use the channel, thank you very much for giving us our space to hold this net every week. With that, the net is over. Thank you, everybody.
I'll be the first to say thank you, Red Bear, Jim. I appreciate it all the time. I wish I could be part of it every time. I'd like to be part of it as well. And, guys doing a good thing. And Jim, man, you know what you're talking about, man. And Red Bear, you do too. But Jim, man, he goes crazy. Man, he knows exactly from watt to watt, all that stuff. It's crazy, man.
You know, real quick before Jim gets up here, I want to say this. I actually started the PrepNet with very little information, with the high hopes of having somebody come along that had more knowledge that would be willing to help out. So pretty much right after that first net, you know, Jim was right there. So I can't thank Jim enough for everything he does. We really appreciate it, Jim.
Oh yeah, I agree 100%, man. You're very knowledgeable. I mean, I'm pretty knowledgeable, and Red Bear knows what he's doing too. But Jim, you bring a big card to the table, so we appreciate you every time.
No, I appreciate that, guys. I just want to get everybody to thinking. I don't want anybody to think that, what I say here, this is the way you should do it or you have to do it. I just want to bring up things. Again, you guys should learn from my mistakes. Of course, I haven't electrocuted myself yet, but I don't think I need to do that to understand that electrocution is not a good idea. But so just to get everybody thinking about it, because it's a very complicated, not just the electricity thing, the whole prepping thing is a very complicated thing if you really start to think about it. And just getting your head wrapped around that I need to plan. I can't just wing it. I can't just throw some MREs in the truck, grab my rifle, and my extra 12-volt battery, and I'm good to go. No, you're not. You're not anywhere near good to go. You're not going to last. You might not even be able to get to where you think you're going to go. So anyway, I'm glad you guys are getting some information out of this, or if nothing else, just confirming that, yep, what I already know, I just got it confirmed. That's just as good as learning something new. Anyway, I'll drop back out.
That's what it's all about, Jim. I mean, I got a bug in and bug out, and I follow you guys as much as I can. But the more you know, the better. You never know what's going to happen. Be ready. Be ready. There's no sense to not be ready. Get some water, some food, some supplies. Uh, there's no reason not to be. If you're going out to the store to get toilet paper, it's just too late.
Oh, I absolutely agree with that. Yeah. Especially nowadays. 20 years ago, it's different. But nowadays, everything works on it's called JIT, just-in-time system. And so stores don't have a bunch of stuff in the back to where that's good for multiple weeks. They have just enough to get them through until the next delivery. So if anything goes wrong, you either better be Johnny on the spot, have the cash in your hand, provided the electricity doesn't go out, or you're not going to be able to get it. So you need to stock it up ahead of time. And let me break real quick. Where I'm at, I have the possibility of being snowed in. And I'm not in town. So having my supplies here means a big thing because I might not literally be able to physically get into town to buy stuff. And so anyway, it's just everybody think about it. That's all I'm asking.
I copy that. I don't know if you guys did a thing about canned goods or whatever, but yeah, as long as you got some food, water, supplies, you gotta make sure you take care of yourself for at least a couple months. I say 2 months. Some kind of happens. Make sure you're good for 2 months at least.
Yeah, but not to interrupt, but when you bring up canned foods, that's something I do. I do all that water bath can and pressure canning. We learned that a couple of years ago for that specific reason. Now we got our pantry full, and we eat out of a jar at least 3 times a week.
Hey, TC, you're like how I was 20 years ago, bro. You're what, 12 years old? Smart man. And this is TC. He's 12 years old. He knows what's going on, man. And that's what it's all about. And you gotta bring it on and keep it on. That's what it's. Make sure your family's safe, your friends are safe, your neighbors safe, and make sure you take care of everybody.
Yeah, TC, you're way ahead of the curve on one respect on the canning part, not just knowing how to can and doing it, but the fact that you're actually using your food preps during your normal life. That's real important. Many people, they'll go buy a bunch of stuff, throw it in a bag, whatever, and then when things hit the fan, they don't know how to use it. You got to use your preps and know when it comes to canning, dehydrating, freeze drying, and all that stuff, which we have covered in the past. You have to know how to use those products ahead of time. Don't wait until the emergency hits to figure out, well, how am I supposed to rehydrate this?
And pour on that, yep. And man, this food is already cooked in the jar. All you gotta do is open it. You could eat it out the jar. It's great.
Yeah, TC, being 12 years old, and he's awesome. So TC, keep it up. You're a growing star. And, just keep with it, man. My voice is kind of going, but man, you're awesome, bro. TC, keep it up.
And pour.
TC, do you have a question for me?
Yeah, my question actually was, Montana Jim, do you know how to make soap? Soap.
I know how. I haven't done it. And that's partially because of, it's a piece of information in the back of the brain and written down, not electronically. But I actually have not done it. I do have a large supply of soap. I do make my own laundry detergent. I will tell you that. I've been doing that for about 10 years. And I find it's much cheaper than the stuff you buy in the store and much better. And I know every component that actually went into it. But no, I have not actually made, like a hand type soap and stuff.
Yeah, 10-4. That's some great stuff. I'm making some this evening. It involves that lye and fat. We use rendered fat to make soap from animal fat and lye. We're also learning how to make a lye. We know how to now. We just hadn't made that yet, but we're working on getting all that so we can have a supply of soap. We use this soap to wash our hands. We bathe with this soap. This stuff is good. It's amazing.
That's awesome. TC, bring it on. Bob, get to bed, so I'll be back later. I love talking to y'all. Appreciate it, Montana Jim. Red Bear, TC. TC, you're doing a good thing, bro. So you got a bright future. I'll be back.
10-4, Matt. Thank you.
Yeah, you're doing the right thing, TC. And, not everybody can do, what you do, say making your own soap, things of that nature. And if you can't, that's fine. Just know, okay, I can't do that. Like, you're on a farm. You can turn around and you can have cows and stuff. Where I'm at my elevation, the type of land that I have, that's not an option for me. So if I want to make sure I have meat, I'm going to have to can my meat. I'm going to have to freeze dry it and make sure that I have a stock up of that, because I can't produce that. And there's a lot of things I can't grow because I'm at 6,000 feet in zone, I don't know, -20. I don't know what this zone is, like 4. Very short growing season where you can grow a lot more food than I can. So each of us has different needs and capabilities. Break. Go ahead, Break.
Thanks, Jim. It's Red there. I just had a quick thought. TC, are you still here, sir?
Yep, I am. Go ahead, Red Bear.
Hey, Jim, first off, I'll talk to you about this idea that I just had, and then we can, well, after we get your thoughts, TC can definitely chime in as well. What if maybe we do like a little break once in a while and have somebody like TC step up and do little nets with us? Then that would be a good example, is him making soap, explain how he does it and all that.
Actually, I think that's a good idea. A real good idea. That way, it's not just one person talking, about all these things. It's because there are a lot of people out there that have knowledge in other areas, or can turn around and do that. I think that's a good idea, quite frankly.
How about you, TC? What's your opinion on that, buddy?
I like that idea. That's interesting. Not only me, but also other people that have knowledge that others may need to know. Say something like that too. I like that idea.
Okay. Maybe like what do you think, Jim? Like a once a month kind of thing? We just do a guest net host and let them present information, and then we can just, go back to our regular nets for the other 3 weeks during the month.
No, that sounds good. If we can get people lined up, I would probably make a suggestion that anybody that would be interested in doing that would send a email, so we could turn around and converse back and forth with what the topic's going to be, and et cetera, et cetera. We might even be able to provide a little bit of help. Maybe not. I don't know. But yeah, no, I think that's a good idea, and there would be some different people giving opinions, or this is how I do it. You know, I'm not going to turn around and say this is how you can make black powder, but I do know how to do it.
That would be one thing I would be interested in learning. So, okay, then TC, why don't you go ahead and email your ideas in when you get a chance, and Jim will take a look at them and be in communication with you on it, and then me and Jim will start looking into when we're going to do your net. Okay.
I just chimed in. This is not the meeting for the net, the upcoming nets that we're going to do on CSO.
Hey guys, I don't know if I missed any questions or anything that went to me, but I lost connection for a couple seconds. I don't know why, but I'm back.
Okay, TC. Yeah, no, Danny, this is not that. That'll be Monday night. We just had our prep net, and we're talking to TC here. TC, if you want to shoot an email to the email address and kind of describe, how you make soap and whatnot, discuss this a little bit with Jim back and forth, and then me and Jim will work on getting the date around where we will have you as a guest presenter.
Yeah, 10-4. I can shoot a email sometime next week, and I'd be willing to do that. I can write up a little something on the email, and if it's a go, I can come up with a little draft. I'd be willing to do something like that. I do that kind of stuff all the time off the radio, so it's not going to be anything new.
Well, TC, we'll be glad to have you as a guest presenter, man. That's awesome. Thank you very much. We're excited about this, so definitely, brother, definitely. That's going to be cool.
That's a good idea, Red Bear. Good idea.
I think so too. Great idea.
I apologize for interrupting, by the way.
Oh, Danny, you're good. You're good, brother. No worries. No worries. Not interrupting anything. We're all just kind of hanging out talking right now. So,
Red Bear, I got my 25 standard today, and I have 3 networks, so I'll be ready for the new platform.
copy that, Danny. We'll be glad to be over there with you, brother. All right, guys, I'm going to take off to Channel 11. They're having a meeting here in about 2 minutes on people possibly getting together, I believe, in August, meeting up in Missouri.
And for Red Bear, I'm gonna probably head over there too.
Copy that, TC.
Hey, Montana Jim.
Yeah, go ahead, TC.
It's a very unbalanced night tonight, but I literally just realized that I have some time tonight, so I'm gonna actually start working on that email now.
Okay, no problem. Yeah, I check it probably 2-3 times a day, so no big deal. But yeah, and think about other things besides the soap. Maybe something simple on canning. A lot of people are afraid, especially when it comes to pressure canning. They're really afraid of that, and it's really not that big a deal. And I can meat all the time. And a lot of people, even if they do pressure canning, they're afraid to do meat, and it's a piece of cake, and I'm sure you know.